Welcome back to Warner Robins, Georgia, in our first game in the elimination bracket of the Southeast Regional as the American Little Leaguers from Columbus, Georgia take on Shady Spring out of West Virginia. Both these teams losers in the first round. This is the start of the second round here in the Southeast Regional. You take a look at it in the gold there in the Southeast, ranging from West Virginia all the way down to Florida. 8 state champions participating in this tournament. And we've got Shady Spring and Columbus going together here in this elimination matchup. And here's a look at the standings. You see the 4 teams that are in the winners bracket. They are all 1-0 at this point. Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, and Tennessee. And the 4 that are in the losers bracket, the elimination round, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. Matt Stewart joined by Jack DeLongchamp. And Jack, this is it. Elimination. Somebody wins and plays tomorrow. The other loses, and unfortunately, their season comes to a close.
Yeah, heartbreaking hero. The dreams of playing in Williamsport will die for one of these teams today, but so much to be proud of from both of these clubs' journey just to even get to this point. But excited, man. These are 2 really talented teams that did not expect to be playing in an elimination game today.
Here's the 12-man batting order for the Columbus American Little Leaguers. Blaine Carver, the catcher, leading things off, followed by Huddy Martin, Miller Willits, Kavika Givens, Brooks Moody, Sam Addison, Austin Culler, Jensen Duffy, Cooper Crossman, then Tomlinson Fort, Kaysen Townsend, and Robert Ashley rounding things out in the bottom 3. And on the mound for West Virginia for this elimination matchup is Grayson Yoke, the 5'7", 120-pounder and a 12-year-old.
Yeah, you guessed the walk-up song, Country Roads, that took this nation by storm this year. The West Virginia Mountaineers making the College World Series in Omaha for the first time in program history has inspired thousands of youngsters in the great state of West Virginia to do just the same. Yoke played a heck of a shortstop just yesterday. Will attack this Georgia offense with 3 pitches, a fastball, a changeup, and a really nice breaking ball that his coaches say is filthy.
Manager John Winkler says he is the Greg Maddux of their pitching staff. Going to pitch in the low 60s and really rely on his control and location to win games for him. And the first pitch to Carver is a base hit into right field. So Blaine Carver opens up this game with a solid single to right.
They did their scouting report. Hey, Yoke's going to be in the zone. Let's have that bat ready today. And Blaine Carver doing the catching.
Huddy Martin
bats yesterday. Look to get it done again.
Sorry, Huddy Martin stepping up to the plate. What does this Columbus team have to do? It looks like they've already flushed that 16-1 loss to Florida out of their minds.
You got to clean it up, I think, on the pitching side, right? Representing your home state, playing here in Warner Robins.
Martin goes after that and hits it into left. That's going to be caught on the run by Hall for out number 1.
Clearly, we're going to be aggressive offensively, right? And I think this defense is going to have to be prepped for it. Georgia looking to put a lot of pressure on what was a really talented group on this side of the ball this entire run through the state tournament.
Defensively for West Virginia, Bennett behind the plate, Walls at first, Winkler at second, Metter at shortstop, Boggs at third, then Hall, Bailey, and Pack in the outfield. So 1 down in the inning, 2 pitches, 2 swings. 3 pitches, 3 swings as that pitch is fouled off by Miller Willits.
Got to be careful here. Big Miller Willits has got some serious thump in that bat. Possesses without question the most power in this Georgia offense.
And you can almost hear, that's ball 1. You can almost hear the message that, hey, look, this is the elimination. Let's don't have our season end with the bats on our shoulders.
Yeah, right. If we're going to go down, let's go down swinging.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Willits. A little bit off the plate, and it's 2-1.
We'll talk about it in the bottom half of the inning. If you're asking me, Matt, like, what do you clean up after yesterday's 16-1 loss? They gave up 12 free passes yesterday, 10 walks, 2 hit by pitches. They got to be a lot cleaner on the mound today to walk away victorious.
And 11 of those 12 passes came around to score. Willits swings and misses. So, yeah, you got to clean that up. How about Grayson Yoke on the mound? One of the questions they get in their questionnaire is, what would you do if you win the lottery? He says he would buy fields for Shady Spring Little League. 2-2. That ball is hit in the center field for a base hit. Second hit of the inning. Runners at first and second for Georgia to get this first inning going.
Great piece of hitting, Will. It's met by his dad in that first base coaching box, fired up on a really clean swing. To go back to the storyline, though, if you're just joining us for the week, short, compact. He's got a ton of fields in the state of Georgia to play. And Grayson Yoke, if he won the lottery, buy himself a field. Shady Springs has never been to the regional tournament before. They had never won the West Virginia State tournament before. They don't even have fields to play at right now, Matt.
Or practice on. They were used to play behind the elementary school there in Shady Spring, but it expanded 6 years ago and gobbled up their field. So now when they play, they have to play in nearby Beckley, which is 8 miles away. And when they practice, well, good luck finding a place. Swing and a miss by Givens. And see, once the local high school, Shady Spring High School, once their softball season ended, they were able to get on those fields or on that field to practice. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult. Plus the fact that they don't even start practicing until April because of the weather in West Virginia. There's a strike. 1-2 to Givens.
It's kind of fed into this underdog mentality that this team has ridden into the regional tournament, but nothing underdog about the kid in the box. Kavika Givens is a superstar for this Georgia squad.
1-2 pitch is fouled back. Unfortunately, in that 16-1 loss yesterday, they only got him to the plate twice.
Yeah, and his first at bat, it was a big-time 2-run single hit the other way. An incredible athlete, great quick twitch speed.
And he also got hit by pitch in his second plate appearance. So when you got a guy like Kavika Givens, you got to get him to the plate. He hit 12 home runs this season. 3 of those home runs came in the state tournament. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Givens. Swing and a miss. Chased outside. Big strikeout for Yoke. And there's 2 outs.
Gets him with the soft stuff, right? It's a breaking ball away. Kind of takes advantage of the fact, to your point, of Givens wants to do damage. He wants to leave the yard. He can flip the game upside down with one swing. He gets him chasing. A nice 12-6 breaking ball out of the zone.
That'll bring Brooks Moody to the plate. Moody fouls that one off the end of the bat. Puts a penny in his pocket before every game. That's the superstition. Brooks Moody yesterday went 0 for 2. Played for the Bucks during the regular season. That's his dad's the manager of that team. Pitch outside. 1-1. Also plays middle school basketball and football, so he's the true 3-sport star, you know, a sport for every season. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Were you one of those guys? Sport for every season?
Yeah, played baseball, basketball all the way throughout high school.
What about football?
I looked like a praying mantis with shoulder pads on. It'd be a yard sale every time I got hit. But I did swim, so that was the 3rd sport.
There you go. You got long levers. You could do that. 1-2.
You get hit in the pool, right?
2 balls and 2 strikes.
You mentioned the 3-sport star, though. I thought it was really fascinating listening to Brooks Moody. He kind of talked about he actually grew up doing gymnastics, which he thinks really helped him become an all-round better athlete.
Yeah, his dad thinks that it's really helped him with his mobility and his strength. Ball is popped up, going to get to the overhang. Says his dad, Coach Moody, says he's got Albert Pujols legs.
He did say that. He said, son, man, you gotta stop kicking me, dude. What are we talking about here?
Big old strong legs from his, cultivated in part through his years of gymnastics prior to switching to baseball. Pitch now outside, 3-2. So the full count with 2 aboard and 2 down here in the first.
Big Sam Addison awaits on deck, who's already hit 2 grand slams this year. He'd love an opportunity to hit with the bases loaded.
3-2 pitch, popped him up. Shallow left field, shortstop goes back to get it. Metter puts it away. 2 left on for Columbus American here in the first. West Virginia batting when we get back. Again, Warner Robins. Georgia scoreless in the top half, and now it's West Virginia's turn. How cute is that? Melt your heart.
Yeah, she got her blue and gold on, repping the brand today.
And here you go, West Virginia. Here's the batting order for the young men from Shady Spring. Cash Boggs leading things off, followed by Grayson Yoke, then Grayson Walls, the home run king. Reese Bennett, Asher Pugh, Park Winkler, Case Metter, Ryder Hall, Levi Pack, Jude Bailey, Owen Richmond, and then Landry James to round out the 12-man batting order for West Virginia, trying to rebound from a 4-1 loss to South Carolina in the opening round, and facing Brooks Moody here as the first pitcher used by Georgia today.
Yeah, talk about rebound, right? After flying out to end the inning, he's going to have to clear the mechanism and find a way to go attack the top of the order of West Virginia. Brooks Moody, 3-pitch mix, fastball, breaking ball, changeup. Similar approach to Grayson Yoke. He's going to have to rely on that off-speed pitch today to keep West Virginia off balance. But as we saw yesterday, man, the top of this lineup can be lethal. And it all starts with this guy who might have the best name in all of Little League, Cash Boggs.
Cash Boggs. Yeah, he walked him off. He won the state championship when he walked off, had the base hit against Barbersville in the state final. Historic base hit for Shady Spring. This is the 47th year they've had Little League, and they've never won the World Championship. You're approaching Cubs-like.
Yeah.
When you've gone 47 years without a state championship, but then you throw in everything else, all the other factors, no field to play on, no field to practice on. You know, you don't even start playing a schedule until May. Don't start practicing until April.
Well, think about the power numbers. There's only 41 players in their league. That's just 4 teams of 10, so not a ton of repetition comparative to some of these other leagues, but they have really bonded together. They've gotten after it in the offseason, and it's really cool to see them overcome everything in their path.
Yeah, think about the math there. I mean, they have 4 teams of 10 players each. They can't even have a 12-man continuous batting order. It's a 10-man continuous batting order as Boggs draws the leadoff walk to hopefully get things started for West Virginia here. So that is now the 13th free pass that Columbus American. That's 11 walks and 2 hit batters. And remember, 11 of the 12 free passes have come around to score in this tournament. They'll try to avoid that right here as a little tapper. That's a swinging bunt almost as Moody plays it and throws out the base runner Grayson Yoke. And going to second on the play, Cash Boggs on the unintentional sacrifice swing.
Runners in scoring position, huge when this guy's hitting behind you. Big Grayson Walls, you alluded to it when we announced the lineups. This is the home run king in the state of West Virginia. Grayson Walls, a monster at the plate.
And a pitch goes behind him all the way to the backstop, and Boggs is going to be at third base. It hit him. They're going to say it hit him. Went behind him, must have nicked his jersey as it went by. And Boggs will head back to second base.
Look at the sheer size of, they call him Big G, Grayson Walls. In a home run derby at West Virginia, he hit 20 balls out in, just 90 seconds. So we might get you with the HBP here as that breaking ball backs up on Moody, but that's not the worst thing in the world with the base open.
Yeah, but that's another free pass. So we'll see if the count continues to work against Columbus American here. You just can't keep putting guys on base and expect it not to kill you. It killed them yesterday against Florida, and we'll see what happens here against West Virginia today. First pitch to Bennett is a ball. His favorite celebrity is the King, LeBron James, going to the Philadelphia 76ers. What do you think about that?
Indifferent. I do think he's the. This is going to take a lot of people off. I do think he's the GOAT. So the GOAT wants to go play.
Time?
He wants to go play in Philly. So be it.
Let me tell you. So I do pro basketball in the fall.
Going to tick somebody off.
So yeah, look, and I did NBA G League, and I quizzed the players on the NBA G League, the coaching staff, and it's really funny. So it really divides along, kind of age lines. The coaching staff, they all felt like Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm more like the coach's age.
Yeah.
The players were all thinking like LeBron, but there were a few exceptions. Some thought Kobe.
Yeah, you
put Kobe in the conversation.
Make that argument. You're right. It's just who you grew up watching and idolizing.
That's really what it is.
Yeah,
there is no right or wrong answer.
All opinion based. surprised.
So here's the 1-2 pitch from Moody, a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and Bennett goes down swinging for out number 2.
And much needed breaking ball in that spot. Reese Bennett swung a hot bat in this postseason run. Check out the depth of this 12-6 breaking ball. Bennett gets his G-hack off even with 2 strikes, swings right over the top.
So 2 down. Here's Asher Pugh coming back from a broken arm that sidelined him the entire district tournament. He came back and batted only in the state tournament. They've got him back in the field here in the regional tournament. He is not playing in the field to start this game, but he did play some right field and catcher in the game yesterday. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Pugh. That missed. It's 1-1.
Tough, gritty kid. He broke his arm in an ever-dreaded little kid accident jumping on a trampoline. But he had his cast cut off of his arm after just 3 weeks and hit 400 in that tournament.
Line drive, Kavika Givens there to snag it out of the air, and the inning comes to a close. And just like Georgia, West Virginia strands 2 in the first. Scoreless heading to the second. Columbus American, what an incredible history of Little League Baseball they have. They're batting here in the top of the second as we're locked in a scoreless game in our elimination game. This is the first state title for Columbus American since 2002 and 2003, but they've won 6 overall. They were undefeated in the district and state tournaments and outscored their opponents 38-7. But Columbus in general has been a hotbed of Little League Baseball for a long time. All total, there have been 17 teams from Columbus to win the state title in the state of Georgia.
That's insanity, man. It took some kids that have played together for a long time. Coach Moody told us that this group, large portion of them have been together for more than 3 years. So just 11, 12 years old, but these guys have been sticking it out since 7, 8 years old.
So Sam Addison swings and misses at the first pitch. They have swung at the first pitch on 5 of 6 occasions so far in this game.
Very Greg Maddox-esque, though, right? We're going to fill it up early and often. Ton of strikes so far from Yoke.
So breaking down the Columbus history, 17 times state champions, 7 times Columbus Northern has won it. Most recently, that was in 2021. They won it all in 2006. Columbus Eastern has won it 3 times. That was most recently 1986. Columbus National won it once. So that's 17 times. You throw in Harris County, which is a nearby adjacent county to Columbus. That's 2 more. And then you throw in Phoenix City, which is right across the Chattahoochee River. That's 6 miles away. That's 25 state champions between the Phoenix City and Columbus area over the years.
A lot of folks could make a claim that Georgia has been arguably the most talented baseball state in the country over the last half-decade.
You know, and I think it coincides with the Braves rising from finally becoming an organization. Prior to 1991, they were one of the worst organizations in all of baseball. And, of course, since 1991, they've been a consistent contender in the National League playoffs. Won a couple of world championships. And I think just the explosion of youth baseball, particularly in the Atlanta area, the East Cobb baseball, Lake Point scene, all of that kind of spins back to, I think, the Atlanta Braves. So a lot of the kids that kind of mushroomed the success of the East Cobb and the Lake Point and Georgia in general were watching those Braves teams in the 1990s. And now their parents and their kids are following in their parents' footsteps. Hot shot to third base. What a play by Boggs. Cash money on the throw. One down here in the second.
Well, hey, watch the backhand. Pick it like a booger. Deliver a strike across the infield. Sure. Cash Boggs. Let it eat, big fella.
You didn't just say that, did you?
What are you talking about? You didn't like it?
I love it. I love it.
This is literally, you felt like it was right up its alley.
No, you're right on the money, man.
I like cash
You
money.
keep doing you. I love it. Here's Austin Color. Putting down the bunt. Here comes Cash money down the line. Did it again. Don't try that by Boggs.
Hey, get down with your bad self. You could see there was a quick second where he goes, should I let this go foul? He goes, nah, I'm Cash Boggs. Bare hand? Sure.
Two spectacular plays by the West Virginia third baseman, Cash Boggs, and a quick 2 outs here in the second for Columbus American. And here's Jensen Duffy. There's a strike from Yoke. And how about that? Not a first pitch swinging right there.
Quick inning. Got to try to tax the right arm of Yoke a little bit with that pitch count just nearing 30.
So the count 1-1. Yeah, that's where West Virginia, remember, they were locked in a 1-1 duel with South Carolina yesterday, and Grayson Walls had a no-hitter when he left the game. But then when he left the game, that's when South Carolina was able to cash in with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th.
He was so dominant, right? And this is a little bit of a different beast. They said that big Grayson Walls has been clocked at nearly 75 miles per hour on the mound.
Little tapper to stay alive.
Yoke is just filling it up with strikes, right? Fastball, changeup, curveball, both sides of the plate, in and out. Doing a good job of sequencing, keeping Georgia off balance.
Yeah, you look at Grayson Walls. He did have the no-hitter, but he also did walk 5 batters yesterday. Ball in the air, and shortstop retreats and makes the play. Metter with his second base, or with the left fielder tumbling underneath him. And that's the end of the inning as we head to the bottom of the second. Find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget, use hashtag LLWS on social media. Look at this.
Come on.
So you're doing this?
I'm in on this. Yeah, I'm absolutely in on this. I might go buy a boogie board or something from the local department store, and I might
come back with the boogie.
Yeah,
well, you know, that's kind of defeat. I mean, the part of the romanticism of the whole hill surf is to do it on a piece of cardboard.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? You're right. It's kind of like Mariano Rivera, the story, growing up using cardboard as a glove. You're taking away the beauty of the origin story there. Yeah, I'm with you. I got you.
Winkler swings and misses to start the inning. Park Winkler, his dad, the manager of this West Virginia team, standing down there in the third base coaching box. You talk about how special it must be for the guys who are coaching and managing these teams to be able to do that with their sons. And being entrusted to do that with other people's sons, to take them on a trip. I mean, these guys traveled 10 and a half, close to 11 hours down from West Virginia to be here for this regional. You know, Winkler goes down swinging. Columbus American, I mean, there's an hour and a half drive over from Columbus. This just is a geography, but the West Virginia crowd's pretty well represented here.
They had to travel 10 and a half hours from Shady Springs to make it here in Warner Robins. Jonathan Winkler had talked about how really inspiring it was to watch how the community kind of like helped gather around each other and find a way to fundraise to help some of these families get down to this tournament, right? Like, you know, the finances start to add up a little bit, and it was really cool for the first time for them to win this tournament. They go, hey, we're all in, man. We're backed behind you.
Here's Case Metter. You saw his favorite song, kind of a walk-up song for him, is Eye of the Tiger, Survivor.
Electric.
Yeah, I mean, that's classic. So we're just dealing with the classic category here, not new songs.
Okay.
So what's the best classic walk-up song for you? I mean, Eye of the Tiger, you know, it's okay for me. That's not my favorite. I mean, you go.
Thunderstruck, as a South Carolina guy, Thunderstruck,
you know,
some say is overplayed. I just say it's classic, timeless.
Yeah, you can't overplay it.
Big time.
I gotta go Welcome to the Jungle.
It's also strong. There's some Johnny Cash ones that have become really popular over the years. So,
Ring of Fire?
Ring of Fire. Well, you guys gonna catch you down's also a good one. Hear a lot of big league closers walk up to it. Good pitcher walk up.
See, I'm old enough to remember when Welcome to the Jungle came out with GNR. I mean, you hadn't heard anything like that before. It was like, what is this sound? What is this sound that we are hearing? Going back, way back, calling a game at the old Alex Box Stadium as Georgia and LSU. Georgia had a chance to go in there and clinch the SEC championship that weekend. And if you never did a game at the old Alex Box, you couldn't. You're not old enough. But just the atmosphere there, and you sat outside. There wasn't a press box. You were just kind of on a row right there in the middle of the stadium calling the game. And 2 hours before the game, the stadium was packed, and they were like playing Welcome to the Jungle as loud as you could play it. And I was like, there's no way Georgia wins a game this weekend, and they didn't. And pitch goes to the backstop and slide in there at second base. West Virginia trying to get something going here in the second inning.
Great dirt ball read, even better at bat from Case Metter. Found a way to work it back to full. Solid approach. Now takes the extra 60 feet. Runner in scoring position for Ryder Hall.
Here's Ryder Hall with his cheetah or leopard print hair. And he went around on a pitch that was 2 feet out in front of the plate.
Yeah, those unaware, yesterday we noticed it during warm-ups. Ryder Hall, his hair, sweet, well done by his barber.
That ball is lined into left field for a base hit. Let's see if this scores the first run for West Virginia. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he is going to be out of the plate. What a throw by the left fielder, Color. And the tag applied by Carver, and West Virginia still scoreless as Metter gets cut down at the plate for out number 2.
He's got a cannon, Cotton. Watch him come gather himself behind this baseball, make a strong throw behind a crow hop, and this is right on the money. The tag goes down and literally prevents Case Metter from sliding in safely. Scoreboard remains goose eggs. It's funny to think that Austin Color had a hit stolen away on a barehanded web gem, and now he goes, how about one of my own?
I'm going to steal a run away, not just a hit. I'm going to steal a run. And here's Levi Pack. So Moody to the plate, ball 1. So 2 down in the inning. Hall out there at second, a single. He went to second on the throw to the plate, but what a throw by Color. You see these teams, man, they're hanging on for dear life, man. This is it. You got to win today. Ball is hit foul down the left field line.
Something we also want to notice, too, Ryder Hall, great piece of hitting, line drive to left. Heads up base running, right? When he sees Color's going to make the throw home, he takes second base, and now with 2 outs, Levi Pack has a chance to play hero and drive in a run as well.
Absolutely. You can't get caught just watching the play. Head in the game at all times. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be ball 2, 2-1.
Levi Pack, outside Grayson Walls. This coaching staff said this. He's probably like got the most sheer power, big time cannon of arm as well.
Yeah, he had the home run to seal their district championship game, and also pitched some clutch relief for them in the state finals. State championship tournament, state semifinals actually was when his appearance came, and that was the game that they won 4-1 on a walk-off, if I'm not mistaken. Another foul ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Love seeing these guys really aggressive 3-1. Shows they're not just up there looking for a walk. Now in a full count, gets to be a little bit more selective.
3-2 from Moody outside, so Pack draws the walk. First and second for West Virginia.
I know that sounded silly, like, hey, 3-2 selective, like, yeah, no doubt, Captain Obvious. I got to protect in that situation, but you could see, like, he was really comfortable, nice, strong take, aggressive 3-1. That 3-2, it's like, hey, I get something out over the plate, like, I'm going to go do some damage, but not trying to force it as well either.
Yeah, here's Jude Bailey with 2 men aboard. Bailey fouled off. So West Virginia had 2 men aboard in the first and failed to score. They've got 2 men aboard here in the second. Already had a runner cut down at the plate. And we're still scoreless here in the bottom of the second of this elimination game. That ball is stroked well towards the gap, and it's going to hit and roll. Here comes the runner around third. He will score, and West Virginia indeed takes the lead 1-0. On an RBI single by Jude Bailey. RBI double by Jude Bailey.
2-out hitting. So clutch. He wears 99 in honor of Aaron Judge. You see a little bit that swing. Blisters a double out into left center field. Able to clear the hands on this inside fastball, unlike the pitch before. Great in-inning adjustment. And West Virginia strikes first.
And here's Owen Richmond, now 2 in scoring position. So far in this regional, the teams that have scored first in all 4 games have ended up winning all 4 games. So West Virginia jumps into that category and hopes it continues here in this elimination second round matchup. Richmond swings and misses, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bounced in there, 2-1.
Phenomenal block by Carver. I mean, he blocks the space ball in the left-handed batter's box. Not a play that'll show up on a box score, but without question saves a run.
Three and one.
Defense has got to be really clean here. West Virginia says that Owen Richmond might be their best athlete, best runner out of the box without question. You see the lightning bolt on his helmet. Kid can really fly.
Homered twice in the state tournament, and he hits this one to shallow right field. Givens goes back and makes a great catch over his shoulder like an NFL wide receiver. And that will end the inning. But West Virginia scores first. That's been a great sign for teams here in Southeast Regional. It's 1-0. West Virginia 1-0 lead on Georgia as we head to the top of the third here in the elimination round of the Southeast Regional. Been a beautiful day after a tough day yesterday weather-wise. Late in the day, knocked out 2.5 of the games, or 1.5 of the games. The game that was being played at 4 o'clock ended up being suspended. We had to come back and finish that up this morning at 9 a.m. And then the game between Alabama and North Carolina that was supposed to be played last night didn't get played until this morning. That was a first-round matchup that Alabama won 8-5. So now they're in the winner's bracket, and they don't play until tomorrow against Tennessee.
Commanding victory today. And this ballpark looks so good. You'd have no idea that Mother Nature poured on it just nearly 12 hours ago, deep into the night. Crazy lightning storm, but man, kudos to the folks here working the Southeast Regional, man, like all the volunteers, the entire grounds crew, like this place, incredible venue.
Cooper Crossman at the plate, and that's going to hit him on the bounce.
Yeah, I think everybody was kind of looking around.
Does that count?
Yeah, it's a bounce pass, right? But you can see even peeking down in that third base coach's box. Robert Moody goes, no, rules are rules. We still got hit. We're good
you
here.
get hit. Whether it bounces or not, you still got hit. So Crossman's at first base, nobody out. Here's Tomlinson Fort. Swing and a miss. 2 hits for both teams, but it's West Virginia that's jumped on top here as Georgia bats in the top of the third. Little bunt pushed back to the pitcher. Great job by Yoke to throw him out. Runner goes to second, 1 down. So the sacrifice by Fort pushes Cooper Crossman into scoring position.
And good around everywhere, right? Maybe could have directed his bunt down the third base line a little bit more, but hey, we know Cash Boggs down at third can make that play, so he challenges Yoke, who played shortstop yesterday, defends the position well, finds out number 1.
Yeah, I think you want to avoid hitting the ball to Cash Boggs right now. And they hit it to Cash Boggs, and there he is. He's going to make a play at first, and safe. He got mixed up. He thought the runner was forced from second to third. He went to third to tag the back there, and it was not a forced play. So that moment of confusion cost him.
He takes those 2 steps forgetting it's not a force out. By the way, that kid of an arm, he still
made it close.
After the mental miscue, but hey, good learning opportunity for Boggs, who's made a couple of spectacular plays already today. Still now just a ground ball away from getting out of here.
That's a tough play for him because he has been so good in the field in this game, and there's going to be a challenge there from West Virginia on the safe call to see if if Cason Townsend did indeed beat it out.
Yeah,
so that's what we're going to look at right here.
Hey, big moment of the game, right? This is Robert Ashley's due up for Georgia. Then it's the top of the lineup. We know how hot Blaine Carver's been in that leadoff spot. So, you get 2 challenges, right? 2 unsuccessful challenges before they're gone. I love the decision from West Virginia to say, hey, let's take a shot here and see if he may have got him.
So our review record is 3-2. I'm going to say the call stands.
Okay.
No, so they called him safe, right? Yep. So
safe.
I say the call stands that he is safe.
Okay. You know what West Virginia's saving grace might be? Townsend flying down the line.
Yeah.
Watch where he steps. Instead of catching it on the front of the bag, he's actually going to step in the middle of the base, which might hurt him with that fraction of a section. See Grayson Walls, big fella, ball in glove, and that foot is still not touched the front of the bag.
I'm going to change my call.
Great review. Awesome work by our camera team and Jensen the truck. Because to me, I think he might have got him.
Yeah, I think so. Upon seeing it in super slow-mo, you can see how tough it is to be an umpire. I mean, you got to make the call. You don't get the benefit of the super slow-mo like we do. But yeah, when you slow it way down, you can see that it appears the ball is in the back of the glove before the foot actually in the air comes down on the first base bag.
Yeah, in real time, right, it looked like he'd gotten through the base, but just, base running fundamentals, right? You always want to catch the front corner of the bag.
Yep.
Because, again, time is everything.
And remember, this is a play that, Cash Boggs, I keep wanting to call him Wade Boggs. He's at third base.
Starting to look like it.
Yeah. I keep wanting to call him Wade Boggs. But this is a play that he got confused on, and he went back towards third before making the throw.
He's going, guys, I just wanted to show you how strong my arm is.
Yeah, so they're going to overturn this and say that he's out. So that's a third fantastic defensive play that Cash Boggs has made already in this game, and we're still in the top of the third. Man, he has been spectacular at that hot corner. So 2 down in the inning, and Crossman's still out there at second. And here's Blaine Carver, who opened the game with a single. First pitch single. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped over Robert Ashley, and then Blaine Carver back around to the top of the order. So this is Ashley, the number 12 hitter. Ashley actually went 1 for 1 in the game yesterday. Pitch outside. He said his special skill, talent is juggling. I'm always good about the juggling until I start thinking about it. Then then I break my concentration. Ball gets away, advancing to third, and he thought about making a 2-bag swipe on that wild pitch, but he thought better of it.
A wide turn around third base, but again, anything can happen. 3-1 count for Robert Ashley, just 60 feet away from tying this ball game.
There's a strike on the edge to Ashley. Three balls and 2 strikes. Yoke comes set. In the air, backing up, and right field is going to be caught by the second baseman Winkler for out number 3. So Georgia leaves a man on at third base and still scoreless as we head to the bottom half, and West Virginia on top, 1-0.
Welcome to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and a slice of sports paradise. Hammered, gone! Up and out of Williamsport.
Are you kidding me? Lay out like a superhero.
Great baseball ahead. Here we go.
And that all begins on August 19th. Now, we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Both these teams would love to get there, but they got a long way to go to get there because they're going to have to work their way through the losers bracket here in the Southeast Regional. This is our first elimination game here in Warner Robins, and West Virginia leading 1-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the third. Landry James, the mayor.
Love that nickname. He also said if you could need anybody in the world, it would be Tavon Austin, which I think really also helps bolster his candidacy as the mayor as a real West Virginia ball knower.
Fouled that pitch off, and the count is 2-1. Yeah, let's see. His favorite team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. His favorite singer, Drake. His favorite song, Country Roads. His favorite movie, Michael, the movie about Michael Jackson. Count now 3-1. Coach Winkler says he's a coach on the field. He can play any position out there. Played for the Twins during the regular season. There's a pitch just off the plate. That's a leadoff walk for the mayor.
Hey, Tavon Austin wore one. So does Landry James. He's running down the line like he's sprinting down the sideline for the Mounties, man. Bringing all the energy. He got like 6 fist pumps in 60
He
feet.
did. He's jacked.
Fire me
Give me
up.
that walk. Walk's as good as a hit. So he's at first base with nobody out to start this inning. And that has just been the huge problem for Columbus. What's our count right now? So that's 14. That's number 15 right there. That's the 15th free pass that 5 today. So 16th. So yeah, that's right. They had 12 coming out. We're doing math. We're getting high level math here. So forgive me. I don't have enough hands. I got to take my shoes off to get to 17. So I don't have enough fingers on my hands. So now I get it. I'm 17. We got 12 yesterday and 5 today. I just counted my toes. We're at 17. So 17 free passes, and so far 11 of those have scored. And here's the pitching change for Georgia. I'm going to put my shoes back on and take a break, and we'll come back. So Austin Culler will be the new pitcher here for Georgia. 5'4", 97, and he's 12 years old. So defensive changes. Moody goes to first. Crossman goes to left. He comes in here trying to slow this thing down, man. How many, all the free passes, you think about what the games would be entirely different for Georgia had they been able to clean up that end of the game a little bit better.
Yeah, hey, we did a lot of math before we went to the break. This is simple math, man. This kid, an absolute cannon of an arm. You saw it on that outfield assist. Was he gunned down a runner just a few innings ago in left field. He's the perfect guy to come in and try to quiet the West Virginia bats.
That's hit towards the gap, and it's going to get down and roll. Going to be cut off by the center fielder, Addison. And they're going to have runners at second and third. So a leadoff double facing this pitcher. And second and third for West Virginia as they try to tack on some big runs here in the third.
Hey, the Cash Boggs legacy game continues. Backside double. They turn the lineup over, and the leadoff man, Boggs, does it yet again. Do want to highlight what a play by Addison out in center field to cut this baseball off. And Kavika Givens, I think it almost surprised him. If he's in position, they might be able to get Boggs at second base. Great throw by Addison in center.
Definitely saved a run by cutting off that ball and not letting it get by him to the fence. So as it is, James is still standing down there at third base, and Boggs is at second base. And here's Grayson Yoke, a chance to help his cause right here. Pitch outside.
This is a big moment for multiple reasons, right? Hey, runners on second, third, no out. Let's go do some damage. But if he can find a way to get on base here with big Grayson Walls on deck, they'd have nowhere to put him and have to throw to Walls.
And now the count is 3-0. And that is about to become a reality if they can't get the ball over the strike zone here. .30 pitch. That ball is blooped, going to fall in no man's land down the left field line. One run in, and it's 2-0 West Virginia on the RBI bloop single over the third baseman's head. Grayson Yoke drives in a run.
Well, you want to know how much trust this staff's got in Grayson Yoke? 3-0 green light. We talked about the free passes.
With Grayson Walls on deck.
Oftentimes you'd see him put the bat on the ground. They go Grayson Yoke. You find a pitch you like, let it eat. Runners on the corners for Grayson Walls. One of the biggest power hitters, not only in this regional, but across the entire tournament. This kid is a monster at the plate.
He had 7 home runs that went 300+ feet during the season. And goes after that pitch. Might have been a ball, but it's going to drop in left field for a base hit. Another run in, and it's 3-0. So went after a pitch up around his eyes and bloops it into left field for a base hit. That scores. Boggs from third. And now it's a 3-0 lead for West Virginia.
Hey, look where he hits this pitch. This is right around the chin. And again, he hasn't had a ton of great pitches to choose from because understandably so, you know, to be selective. Don't want that kid to burn you, but to your point, won the home run derby in the state of West Virginia. The power is real, folks. Voted as most likely to go pro. He just wants to do some damage. So yeah, the outfielder's playing up against the wall. A little blooper will get the job done.
So here is Bennett. Bennett goes after that pitch and fouls out of play. And let me say, you know, voted to go pro as a 13-year-old.
Yeah, right.
Next year. They're talking about next year.
Yeah, sure. I believe it, man. 6'1", $180, sure.
Fouled into the mitt of the catcher, Carver. One ball and 2 strikes. That ball is laced in the left field for a base hit. Yoke will start at third and stop there. After going from second, he stops at third, and the bases are loaded.
I've been really impressed with Reese Bennett this week, man. Hey, this is just a really good piece of hitting. Breaking ball, foot down early, and the hands stay back. Just like a rubber band, the swing all goes at once. He's a heck of an athlete behind the plate, moves well, great swing. Bases loaded in Georgia. Still looking for an out.
Yeah, Asher Pugh stepping up here with a chance to blow this game open and push Georgia out the door in this regional. Although Georgia's still got time, but can't fall behind much more than what they are right now. So all 5 runs. All 5 of this. I'm trying to read your note there, Kevin. I'm trying to read Kevin's. Kevin's got this delicious note sitting here for me, and I can't read his writing. All 5 batters in the inning reached, and 9 of the last 10 overall have reached. How about that? Pitching change. Willett's coming in for Georgia. So Miller Willits will come on to pitch here for Georgia. They got to figure out this pitching thing here as they are now down 3-0 and the bases are loaded as he checks into the game to pitch. So the winner of this game gets to play tomorrow. Everything for either one of these teams, whoever advances, it's elimination game from here on out.
Feels like a very fitting story for this West Virginia team.
Hot shot to the first baseman, throw to the plate. They get the out there. And the catcher, instead of throwing the ball back to first, they were really agitated at first base. Moody was like, throw it back. We'll get the double play.
Yeah, hey, that 4-1 is difficult, right? I think that's why Moody took a shot and said, hey, we want to cut that lead runner off. But for Carver to turn, right? Hey, you saw him want to place the tag again. A little quick lapse, but that's going to be a tough throw down to first base to try to double him up.
So one down in the inning, and here's Park Winkler. Infield playing in on the edge of the grass. There's a strike on the edge.
Willits those cheese, man. Big fastball. Gets great extension downhill. And what has he done well? 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
Yeah, they say he's 66 to 68 with a really good curveball. Winkler chases that one out of the zone, and now it's 0-2.
Well, there was that breaking ball, right? Like, those are hard too late life in the zone, and Winkler finds himself down quickly.
Pitch to the backstop, and it ricochets back to the catcher, Carver. Nobody can advance.
Heads up from, obviously big Grayson Walls down at third, who ricocheted a couple balls off that same backstop yesterday on the mound. He knows how it plays here. It's glorified wall ball, right? Great work by the catcher. Get back to that baseball quickly.
Willits peers in over the top of his glove, and the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3. So now 2 down in the inning.
Man, this is huge, right? If Georgia wants any chance of getting back in this game, bases loaded, nobody out. And Willits said, calm, cool, collector, man. Come in, quick ground out, backwards K, now 1 out away from escaping and limiting this damage.
This case matter, there's no doubt. I mean, if they get out of this with only 1 run given up, huge victory. Gives them a chance to stay in this game if they can get their bats going. And they've been very aggressive at the plate. There's a strike right down the middle. One ball, 1 strike. 6 hits now for West Virginia in this game, and there's a pitch off the plate, and it's 2-1. So Pugh's down at first, Bennett's at second, and Yoke is at third. Or is that no, Walls at third? Walls is at third, pardon me.
Just misses on 2 pitches away. A slider, now this one a 4-seam fastball, a couple balls off. Now 3-1, Metter box something up, trying to find a pitch he likes. Look to do some more 2-out damage.
3 balls and 1 strike. Willits to the plate, ball 4. Run in. Walls will trot on home and make it 4-0.
Hey, all things considered, right? A little upset, but he got the first 2 quick outs. And again, bases loaded, nobody out. And you say, hey, we only give up 1 in that situation. That's a win. Now you've given up a field goal here in the third. You're still down by 4. Miller Willits got to lock it back in here quickly.
So that's 18 free passes by Georgia pitchers in these 2 games. And I believe 12 have scored, 12 of those 18. So 67%, 2/3 of the free passes that Georgia has issued have come around to score on them. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike on the corner.
Got to be careful, right? Hey, Ryder Hall coming in with his sweet cheetah print hair.
Yeah.
Doubled in his last at-bat. Has been fuego in the postseason for West Virginia.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. How long do you think that takes?
The cheetah print?
Yeah. I'm thinking about it.
I think it's a process. I think it's a 3-4 hour deal. It's like going to the salon.
That's too much. 1-2 pitch. And that might be too much. That might be too much of an investment. Here's a look at it if
I
you
don't
missed
know.
it.
Check out the reward, though. What's your ROI look like?
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
He's got WV
and he's got the West
too?
Virginia in the back.
That's phenomenal.
That's righteous. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No, that's incredible. Yeah, I think that's going to take way much more time than I want to spend.
That's big league show stuff, though, man. I'm all in on that. Time was worth it. We see you right or all.
Here's the 3-2. Did he go? He went. Ball got away. Throw down to first, and that ends the inning. And the first base coach was screaming at Hall to run down to first base.
Well, I think there's a lot of moving pieces. Check swing. Did it go by? They escaped the damage, but not before they get a 3 spot. West Virginia leads by 4 when we return.
Top of the 4th inning in Warner Robins. Matt Stewart, Jack DeLongchamp. Thanks for joining us. Time running out on Georgia as they are down 4-0 now to West Virginia in this elimination game here at Southeast Park in Warner Robins. Winner sticks around, gets another day in the hotel, gets to play tomorrow in another elimination game is against an opponent to be determined. And the loser, unfortunately, has their season come to a close.
Yeah, West Virginia off to a great start. And nobody wants to come out of the loser's side of the bracket. It just makes life far more difficult. But if you're just joining us, the storyline that is West Virginia, the 47-year league history of Little League Baseball in Shady Springs, the first time they've ever won a state championship. So kind of fitting for that underdog story back up against the wall, and they have responded well this Friday afternoon.
And it's the first time that this Columbus American team has won a state championship since these boys have been alive. Last time they won it was 2002. So it's been a while for them too. They're trying to avoid becoming the 2nd straight Georgia team to go 2-0 here at the regional. Last year, Cartersville got knocked out in 2 games. Count 2-0. Backed him off the plate. 3-0 now to Carver.
And got to find a run here. Don't need it all back at once, but just some kind of life offensively would be huge, I just think, for the morale of that Georgia dugout. And this is the perfect guy to get it going. Blaine Carver has been electric in the leadoff spot.
And it's ball 4, or it hit him, one or the other. Either way, he's at first base. So changes in the outfield for West Virginia. Bailey left, James center, and Pugh in right. And here's Huddy Martin. Flew out to left his first time up. And Martin is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in this regional. Strike 1 to Martin.
Huddy, who wears number 15. Why? Because Tim Hudson wore number 15. You think there's any, maybe, was it maybe by accident that they named him Huddy?
Yeah, and Tim Hudson, of course, played for Phoenix City before going on to Auburn. You realize he had no D1 offers coming out of high school. Went to Chat Valley first and then to Auburn, becomes a star, one of the biggest stars in college baseball. Goes on to a huge major league career, starting out with the Oakland A's.
Yeah, it's funny, like in college athletics today, this idea that, you know, the D1 route is the only way that I can achieve my dreams of playing professional baseball is not to say outdated, but it feels like football, basketball, and other ancillary sports are starting to learn what baseball's already known. There's a lot of talent everywhere. There's junior college bandits. Sometimes it just takes a level of maturity for your body to grow to become the player you want to be.
The 1-2 pitch is hit foul down the left field line. For instance, the Golden Spikes Award winner this year from the University of Georgia, Daniel Jackson, started his career at Wofford.
Yeah, man.
2 years ago, the Golden Spikes Award winner from Georgia, Charlie Condon, was a walk-on who didn't even play his freshman year.
Comes in all shapes and sizes on different timelines, right?
Ball bounces to the backstop, throw down to second, not even close. Ball trickles into left field, and the hesitation by Carver out there. He stays at second base. He might have been able to reach third, and the third base coach for I'm thinking high school football now. Robert Moody down there for Columbus American. Carver Columbus is the great football program that comes out of.
I think he was more upset that he didn't have his eyes on him.
Yeah.
Right? I think at the end of the day, you're down 4, right? Like that extra 60 feet's not going to hurt you in this situation. They need a whole lot more than 1.
Ball hit in the air to deep left field, going back. Bailey at the wall, at the fence, it's gone. 2-run homer. Huddy Martin just made it a 4-2 game.
And with one swing, the deficit cut in half. Huddy Martin elevates and celebrates. Look at the extension, a little bat flip halfway down the line. Huddy Martin giving these Georgia fans a whole lot to cheer about.
Yeah, that was a sky ball, too. Big 2-run homer for Huddy Martin. It's our second home run hit over a fence here in the regionals so far. And it cuts the lead in half, 4-2. So Columbus American is back in the game.
Love the mound visit, right? Hey, you get a 4-run lead. Your guy, Greg Maddox, if you will, and Grayson Yoke on the mound. He's a strike thrower. You know what happens to strike throwers? Sometimes you give up a little bit of damage, but hey, you take it. I love slowing the moment down at one voice. Right where we got him. Hudson Martin felt like that dugout needed a little bit of life, a little bit of excitement. And a bat flip heard around the state of Georgia has now all of a sudden got these Georgia boys ready to rumble.
Willett strikes that one well. It's in the gap. It's going to one-hop the fence and bounce over. And a ground rule double for Miller Willits. And now the tying run comes to the plate for Columbus.
Holy Lenia. Lean on this thing. Miller Willits backside. Catches every bit of this baseball. A ground rule double that flips over the fence. And he came in and really saved him on the mound just a half inning ago. And now he's helping him out with the bat as well.
And here's Kavika Givens. Chance for this star of the Georgia team to step up and do something right here.
She did 12 homers in the regular season.
The 1-0 pitch fouled back. Yep. 12 in the regular season. 3 of them came in the state tournament. Two in the state tournament, 3 for the all-star team, so that includes districts as well. Dad Matthew, Mom Maria watching. Ball hit in the air. Taken by the second baseman Winkler for the out. I mentioned his mom and dad. They met on tour in Afghanistan in the U.S. Army, and then they got married.
Both still in
How
active
amazing.
service. We thank the Givens for their service, and to your point, right, like the universe connecting people in a beautiful way, and now getting to celebrate watching their son shine.
In a war zone getting connected. Pitch outside to Moody. Moody popped up to the shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 3 in the regional. Bats with Willits out there at second base. And the pitch outside. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Ball 3, pitched, squirts away and heading to third base. Miller Willits now 60 feet away from giving Georgia their third run of the day.
Yeah, now the approach changes, right, if you're Moody. Hey, 3-0, to me, I'm still taking a strike, but a ground ball with West Virginia's infield still playing back, or just a simple fly ball to the outfield will help score a run.
3-0 pitch, 4-pitch walk for Moody. He's aboard. Now the tying run is at first base. So Moody at first, Willits at third, 2 down for Sam Addison, slamming Sam. So might have a pitching change right here. Ryder Hall and Levi Pack were warming up, so Pack's going to be the guy coming in to pitch for West Virginia. So Grayson Yoke had pitched very well, but Georgia gets to him here with a 2-run fourth inning and 2 men on as he leaves and goes to the shortstop position. So Pack on to pitch. Walls is going to go to first and Metter goes to third. Yoke goes back to shortstop, and so Levi Pack has been challenged with getting out of this mess as Georgia now has the tying run at first base and 1 out in the inning. Already put 2 runs on the board, had a big 2-run homer from Huddy Martin a couple of batters ago, and now Sam Addison stands in there. Pitch high to Addison, ball 1. We called him Slamming Sam because he hit 2 grand slams in the first 5 games of the season to earn that nickname. Not a grand slam situation here, but a 3-run jack would be just fine for Georgia. 2-0.
Wiry hitter, likes the ball out over the plate. So your Pack going to try to get in on the hands of Addison.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's low and away. Throw down to third and back in there with the head first slide. It's 3-0 now.
First and third action. Bennett trying to catch Willits sleeping down at third base.
Yeah, Willits is down there and Moody is down at first. Here's the 3-0. That's in there for a strike. 3-1 take all the way for Addison. Here's the 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4. Now the bases are loaded for Georgia.
Now this is a couple pitches off, but man, Reese Bennett's been really good behind the plate, trying to steal that pitch off the corner. It's a good job framing for just a 12-year-old man. You can see his leadership, vocal leader. He's by action too. Heck of a player, already hit as well, but it's been really impressive with the glove.
Here's Austin Culler. Infield's going to come in and play on the grass. Strike 1. Color grounded out to Boggs his first time up. Little tapper right back to the mound. Coming home to the plate, they get the out there for out number 2.
Does a good job, man, right? Pat kind of loses his footing. He's able to come up, stay calm, cool, and collected despite the stumble, and watch. Almost loses his balance, delivers a good throw to Bennett. Bennett hangs in tight despite the slide from Willits. And now can Pack do what Willits did and try to find a way to escape this jam?
Here's Jensen Duffy. Duffy takes ball 1. Duffy popped up to the shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this regional. Pitch outside, now he's ahead in the count 2-0. So Addison at first, Moody at second. Willits still down there at third. There's a strike, 2-1. Infield, of course, back to regular positions now. There's 2 out in the inning. Foul back, 2-2. Top of the 4th inning, 2 runs on the board for Georgia. Big 2-run homer from Huddy Martin. They've cut the lead in half. 2-2 pitch. Can they get more? Fouled off by Duffy to stay alive.
Great fight. He's got the confidence of a kid who told our ESPN team, hey, in my own words, you better get my autograph now before I'm famous, right? Big swing here would be a heck of a way to start in that journey. And right now, Pack's just attacking him with fastballs. Almost want to start those hands a little bit earlier if you're Jensen Duffy. Try to go ambush a heater.
Let's see if his bravado pays off. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. Nice backhand by Bennett. No place to put him. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch from Pack. Hit on the ground to the shortstop. He'll toss to second. They get the out. Inning's over, but 2 runs on the board for Georgia. Could have been more, but it wasn't. West Virginia 4-2 lead as we head to the bottom half. Want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball? Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. Poor Jack didn't get to play Little League growing up.
Yeah, well, no poor Jack, but, you know, I was a little envious growing up, man. Getting to watch kids my age play on this stage. Come on, man, like those Lake Norman guys.
Yeah, man, they're sitting around waiting. They got next. They got the next elimination game. They're going to play Virginia coming up in our next game at 5 o'clock Eastern time as Pack leads off the inning for West Virginia, fouls off the first pitch.
Wonderful job by Pack, right? Coming in, tough situation, bases loaded, limits the damage, and able to salvage that lead for West Virginia.
Pack has walked all 3 plate appearances in this regional. But behind 0-2 in this count. And Moody pitch outside. 1-2. Or Willits, pardon me, not Moody, but Willits. One ball and 2 strikes to Pack. You were telling me an interesting story that Pack plays for West Virginia, teammates with one of the Georgia players in travel ball, right?
Kavika Givens. They played in a select show tournament down in Florida. Pack and Givens, once teammates, now foes.
That's crazy, isn't it? From West Virginia and Georgia in the same team. That's a strikeout. First time in this tournament that Pack has been retired, so 1 down in the 4th.
Get back in that dugout and try to lock it back in as they look to potentially slam the door, hunting 6 more outs for this West Virginia team on the mound.
Yeah, Jude Bailey, RBI double his last time up, big hit in that 2nd inning. And when they scored their 1 run, then they added 3 in the 3rd. Little nubber, crazy spin on it, picked up with the bare hand and got him. That is a great play by Color at 3rd base. That thing had all kinds of spin on it.
Yeah, he goes, no glove, no problem. It's the 2nd barehanded play we've seen down at the hot corner today. Jude Bailey, we talked about his athleticism, runs really well out the box. Bang, bang play. Georgia, 2 quick outs.
Jack, that ball hit the grass. He was spinning like a top. He was spinning towards the foul line. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
Probably 2nd gem of a play from Color. Big throw from out in left field. Now down at 3rd base. Heck of a defender, Swiss Army knife for Georgia.
Yeah, threw out the runner at the plate. That was in that 2nd inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Missed inside. 3-0 now to Owen Richmond. Bouncing back from, he's the 2nd big injury that West Virginia had. In the districts, he broke his finger on his glove hand. He's playing summer league basketball and missed districts return for the state, much like Pugh, and Richmond's aboard with the walk. Man, these guys, they don't have the major league trot down to first base when they draw a walk.
Well, hey, he's got a lightning bolt on his helmet. Like, this guy just wants to run. Like, he don't matter, right? Free bag or not, every 60 feet, Owen Richmond's going to take off.
Swing and a miss by James. James walked and scored as part of that 3-run 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hit on the ground to Kavika Givens, gobbles it up, goes to 2nd, gets the out there, inning over. And it's still 4-2 as we head to the 5th inning. Fifth inning, Georgia down 4-2, grabbing the bats here in the top half, trying to stay alive in this elimination game against West Virginia, trying to stay alive and get to play tomorrow on Saturday here in the elimination round. 2 more games coming up today. 1 more elimination game coming up next with Clay and Greg. That'll be at 5 o'clock. That'll be the Virginia versus North Carolina game. North Carolina knocked into the losers bracket earlier today with their loss to Alabama. And Virginia as well. They had to come back and play the completion of their suspended game from yesterday. So both those teams having to turn around and play again today in a crucial stay alive game here in Warner Robins. Here's the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. And then the last game today will be the big winners bracket game between South Carolina and Florida. What a game that should be. This Florida team really broke out the bats yesterday in a 16-1 win against Georgia. And of course, South Carolina is the team that won the Southeast Regional a year ago and got to the national semifinals in the Little League World Series. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and Crossman goes down for out number 1 here in the 5th. Defensively for West Virginia, you got Hall, Bailey, and Boggs in the outfield, left to right.
Cash Boggs off that third base spot. Better slides in at third.
I don't know if I'd move Boggs off that third base spot, man. He has been money. Pun intended.
It is interesting, though, right? More baseballs to the outfield. Not to say that this is your best defensive alignment, but with the top of the order looming for Georgia, they're in the 6th. Maybe you take Boggs, put him in the outfield, try to go run down a couple fly balls, too.
Want to cover some ground, make sure no balls get to the gap, get to the fence, or do your best to try to prevent that from happening. Tomlinson Ford at the plate for Georgia, and he's ahead in the count now, 3-0. You would expect take all the way right here. And it is a take all the way and a strike right down the middle. Three-one pitch. And that's a 5-pitch walk. Fort is aboard. And that brings the tying run to the plate for Georgia. Kason Townsend will be that man. So Townsend stands in there. They'll creep in on the grass there at third base to try to prevent a bunt. Ball trickles away from the catcher and advancing to second base. Fort now in scoring position.
Takes that double play out of order. Townsend appeared he had a single. Went back to the replay and was overturned. Looking for a little vengeance here in a second, maybe.
Pitch outside. There's a big gap in right center field here as Boggs in right field is cheating way over towards the line. Two balls and a strike to Townsend.
Townsend, who's a stud player in this league, why he was selected to the All-Star team, but he is the youngest player on this Georgia team, hiding the bottom of this lineup.
Yep. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Townsend. He is 11 years old and a 6th grader at Aaron Cone Middle. And that pitch, oh wow, really close. That ball's outside. It's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second. 1 out here in the 5th. Time running down on Georgia. And that's going to be ball 4, and now the tying runs at first base.
Taking a look close eye, 3-1 and 3-2 looked like they were about in the same spot. I think it's another situation where Pack really wants it. That's how good Reese Bennett's been behind the plate, right? Really quiet with the glove, dragging everything back into the zone. Kind of take away the art of framing, if you will, with this new ABS system in play. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but I don't mind where it's at because I still think it takes like a certain level of IQ behind the plate and understanding of the zone. But man, the art of framing behind the dish is one that
it's diminished a little bit.
Yeah.
So the conference continues there with Winkler out there talking to his group on the mound. No pitching change here. That's just a confab to try to make sure we're all on the same page now that Georgia has the tying run at first base. They are 1 for 14, by the way, with runners in scoring position in this game. Yet here they are in the top of the 5th. They got a chance. Got a chance to tie it. Ashley showing bunt, takes the pitch outside instead.
Mound visit from Jonathan Winkler. I think one of two things, right? Slow it back down, get Pack back in the zone. His misses aren't wide, right? He's just nibbling a bit. But then also double play ball in order. And how do you defend a potential bunt?
That's ball 2 right there. Metter comes crashing in from third base, and Yoke squeezes in behind him to cover the third base bag. So keep an eye on that. Watch the third baseman. He's going to come crashing in again. And the shortstop going to slip in behind him and cover the bag. Here comes the crash again, 2-0. And that's ball 3, 3-0. Most assuredly, you've got a take sign here for the number 12 hitter. There's a strike. It's funny watching these kids play. They really wear their emotions on their sleeves sometimes, right?
100%. You just can't help
you can
it,
tell.
right?
You can tell, man, when they're disappointed. There's no hiding it. That's ball 4. Bases are loaded. And you see the reaction from the guys on the infield, and as it was ball 4, you can see there's a little frustration there showing. And now the tying runs at second base for Georgia.
And the 3 straight walks, very foreign for this West Virginia team, not only today, but throughout the entire tournament. It'll lead to a pitching change.
Let's see who they're going to go to here. Bases are loaded. Hug for the pitcher as he makes his way off the mound. Big situation when we get So the new pitcher will be Case Metter, who steps in from third base to take over on the mound. They bring Boggs back in from right to take over at third, and they send Richmond out to right to take over there. Bases loaded for Georgia here. Game on the line in the top of the 5th. Tying run out at second base. And they've got the batting order back around to the top of the order, and Blaine Carver, who's already got 1 single today. He's 1 for 1, has a walk as well. Carver has a 2 for 3 tournament working right now. Lanky left-hander stands in there against Metter. Infield on the grass. That's going to be ball one. One ball, no strikes. That's a strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. One pitch from Metter. Trickles away from the catcher. Here comes the runner from third, and he is going to be out at the plate. No, he's safe. The ball was dropped. They had him, and Metter could not hold on to the ball. It got knocked out of his glove, and it's 4-3. Everybody else moves up 60 feet.
Oh, wow. It's a perfect flip from Bennett. The tag is down. And at the very end, I mean, it looks like at the very end of this play, watch, tag down. He's out, and then as he's picking the glove back up, unable to secure.
Yeah, that's tough right there.
Call your Dallas Cowboys fans. Was it a catch for
yeah,
Des Bryant?
it looked like he held on to the ball long enough, right?
Same
But
situation
maybe not.
at the plate.
That home plate umpire said not.
Unfortunate for Metter as Bennett's been so good behind the plate. A nice pitch, but to your point, hey, man, this Georgia top of the lineup needs no favors. And now just a run away.
Yeah. Kaysen Townsend's down there at third base. He represents the tying run. Ashley's out there at second. Carver hits it to the shortstop, throws across. Here comes Townsend to the plate. Throw to the plate, and he is going to be out of the plate. What a play by the first baseman, Grayson Walls, to fire a dart to the plate and gun down Townsend. And Georgia wants to challenge that call.
The first double play we've seen all regional comes in a crucial time. Yoke, today's starting pitcher, delivers a strike over to first base. And then yesterday's starting pitcher, Grayson Walls, delivers a perfect throw home to nail out what would have been the tying run at the plate.
Now watch this. Now this is not a force play. This is a tag play. And you can't see the plate right there. So here's a better look. He holds onto the ball. Yeah, he slides right into the tag. I think he's out.
Now Georgia's only saving grace could potentially be this tag goes down on the back leg. Townsend's front foot slides in. The question, does that foot get to the plate before the tag is down? To me, what a great shot from our replay team. It's going to be tough to overturn.
So, Jack, I think the key here, one of the keys here on this video review is going to be, can you see home plate? It's hard to see home plate. It's hard to see home plate, so therefore you don't know when the foot touches home plate because you can't see it very well.
Can you get two it's like simultaneous looks, right? Like that shot we saw down the first baseline versus that high home that potentially gets you a look hovering over. Man, so much to break down. Like Yoke going to the backhand delivers a perfect throw across the field. This is Big G, Grayson Walls. Man, you couldn't have thrown a baseball in any better. This could be a great look. Throw, back leg.
Yeah, it's really close. You're right, because the leading leg, which is the left leg, looks like it slides in there, but does it get to the plate? Does it contact the plate before the glove contacts with the right leg?
How about the toughness of Bennett hanging in tight, though? Reese Bennett, the backstop for West Virginia, absorbs the contact, gets the tag down. And to me, right there, there's that back leg. And has that cleat gotten home, to your point, ruling on the field out, going to be really tough to overturn in this situation.
I think so. It's going to be tough to overturn. I mean, I think you could, the more you watch it, the more you can convince yourself that the leading leg gets to the plate before the tag hits the right leg. But are they going to see it that way? Look at I mean, they're just hanging on to the fence for dear life. Please, please, please let the call go our way.
And by the way, right, we're in a position now, first double play ball of the tournament. Think about all those runners left in scoring position from Georgia. Did West Virginia spoil yet again?
I think you can make a strong argument that he's safe. But at the same time, I don't know that you got the video evidence to overturn the call of out at the plate.
Big Grayson Wall He throws the chain on for just some defensive magic now, too. He threw a no-hitter yesterday in his 3 innings of work on the mound. The home run king now doing it defensively, too. What a play.
This is a big call, no doubt about it. We either have a 4-3 game going to the bottom of the 5th, or we have a 4-4 game, and the top of the 5th continues.
Huddy Martin on deck, too, for Georgia, who homered in his last at-bat. So much on the line here.
So the call will stand out at the plate. The inning comes to a close. West Virginia holds on to the lead, clinging to the lead here in this elimination game. It's 4-3. The littlest of the little leagues right there. Taking in the ball. I don't think she's going to remember this game.
I don't know. It's been pretty impressionable.
She's pre-memory right there, I think. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th. Very young here at the ballpark. That's great. Start them young. Get them fired up for baseball. Bottom of the 5th inning, West Virginia hanging on to a 4-3 lead, and now Georgia's going to get one more chance if they can get through this inning with no more damage done. What a play to end the top of the 5th. Grayson Walls firing a dart to the plate to gun down the runner trying to sneak home from 3rd.
Boggs, a perfect day at the plate thus far. A double in his last at-bat that scored a run. But to me, the story of the day, very simply put, look at the box score, right? Look at the scoreboard. No errors for either team. Defensively, they have both been absolutely perfect. Boggs, the perfect example of that, made some stellar plays down at 3rd. It's been the difference.
How about an elimination game where you've had 2 runners cut down at the plate?
Yeah, right? How badly do these teams want to stay in Warner Robins and keep chasing that Williamsport dream? It's so fun when these guys, right, like they haven't gotten too tight or anxious, and that's usually really evident in the defensive category. They have put on a show.
So Cash Boggs leads off the 5th for West Virginia with a walk, and here's Grayson Yoke. Yoke with a single his last time up, swings and miss. He's 1 for 2 today. He is 1 for 5 in the regional. But he has contributed in so many other ways. Some good pitching, some good defense. Strokes this one foul down the left field line. Winner trying to stay alive, play tomorrow here in this tournament. On Saturday, another elimination game that will be. 3 games on the schedule tomorrow, so the schedule got adjusted because of the rainouts last night. Saturday was just going to be a 2-day game, so Saturday now becomes a 3-day game. A 3-game day. I think I said it the other way, didn't I?
A lot of baseball. I didn't even think twice.
You knew what I was talking about.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, man, this Miller-Willits breaking ball has been filthy. I throw it for a strike, he can bury it in the dirt, gets yoked to go chase it. See the numbers, 4 punch-outs already for Willits.
1 down in the inning, ball fouled back to the overhang. And Grayson Walls, the home run king of West Virginia, still looking for his long ball here in Warner Robins. Fouls that one off at the plate.
Mentioned it a couple times. Won a home run derby in West Virginia. If you're just joining us, he hit 20 home runs to win said derby. It was a time derby. 20 homers in 90 seconds, insane. 20 homers on 28 pitches is even nuttier.
Incredible performance. We told you already today that he had 7 home runs of 300+ feet during the season. He had the longest home run in the Little League this year. He hit one 320 feet playing for the middle school team.
You know what's cool too about his journey, right? This Shady Springs team, first time state champion in the history of their county, right? Kind of like their college, right? West Virginia goes to Omaha for the first time in program history. And who's Big G's role model? J.J. Weatherholt.
Ball is hit in the air to right field. That's a deep fly ball, going to be caught, however, by Duffy for out number 2.
Finish that thought. Like, how cool is it when you see these young kids, right? Oftentimes we talked about the passion and love of the Atlanta Braves, now kind of trickling down into the college game. And for a state of West Virginia, who, like, West Virginia athletics is everything in that state, right? For Grayson Walls to have inspiration to watch a guy from the area to now do it at the big league level too, so fun.
Yeah, the first-round draft pick out of West Virginia by the Cardinals in 2024. Reese Bennett with 2 out here in the 5th. One ball, 1 strike to Reese Bennett. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. Bennett behind in the count now, as Willits tries to close out this inning and get his boys back in the dugout to swing the bats. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit foul down the right field line.
Willits is turning in an all-time performance. To think about when he came into this game, bases loaded, gave up just 1 run, wasn't his, kept him in the fight, and that backside double in his last AB, doing it on both sides of the plate.
That ball is hit to center field. That's going to be caught for out number 3, and that will end the 5th for West Virginia. We head to the 6th, the final inning here in this elimination game. Georgia down a run. So the plot thickens as we head to the top of the 6th. Georgia down a run to West Virginia in this elimination game. And they got the heart of the order coming up.
Well, the last time that this guy approached the plate, he went big fly. Just the second over the fence here so far in the tournament. Hudson Martin, a bat flip, sure.
Yeah, that was not a line drive. That was a sky ball over the left field fence.
Look at the reaction. It was really quiet in that third base dugout. The home state representing here in Southeast Regional do not want to go home early. Huddy Martin sparked a little revival. 2-run homer, cut the deficit in 2. They still trail a run here in the 6th and are looking for some more late inning magic.
So you got the number 2 hitter, Martin, leading off the inning, followed by Willits at number 3 and Kavika Givens, their home run leader, batting 4th. Those 3 guys are due up here in this crucial top of the 6th inning as Georgia tries to stay alive. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
The gravity ball from Metter. If you're Georgia, you couldn't script it. These are the 3 hitters you want up in this situation. For West Virginia, keep flashing that leather, right? Metter pitches to contact. That defense is going to have to be big as they have all day long.
No doubt. 0-2 pitch from Metter. Hot shot, it's over. Boggs' head in the left field for a base hit. Looked like he might have mistimed his jump just a little bit. Don't know if he still makes that play or not, but Martin is aboard. Tying run at first base and nobody out to start this 6th inning.
To your point, no time to react. Just crushes this, right? Hey, front foot gets down a little early. You can see him leak on the front side, but because his hands stay back, he's still able to catch a clean barrel.
And here's Miller Willits. He's done a great job on the mound. Now a chance to do it with his bat. Takes a big cut. This is Willits. He hit 10 home runs during the season. You know, we talked about Givens, who had 12, but Willits right behind him. He's behind in the count 0-1. Facing Metter. In the dirt. 1-1.
In his last at-bat, hit a missile to right center field. It was a ground rule double. Yep. And he lifted just a little bit more. One swing could take the lead for his team for the first time today.
Double that one hopped the fence out there in left center field. Pitch missed inside, and it's 2-1 to Willits. Yeah, Willits is 2 for 2 today. He singled in the 1st inning, and he came up and doubled in the 4th. He is 3 for 4 in the regional. Outside, goes to the backstop, and there goes Martin. Throw down, he's safe. Tying run at second base, nobody out.
It was the first breaking ball he's thrown this inning, Metter, and he just kind of yanks it into the other batter's box. Now with runners in scoring position, the approach changes a little bit, right, if you're Willits. Just a ball into the outfield, tie the game.
3-1, ball 4, and now the go-ahead runs at first base.
And I don't hate it, right? Like, I understand that that represents the potential game-winning run, but that guy can do some serious damage in the box, right? You don't want to throw a 3-1 cookie and the game flip upside down with one swing.
And here is Kavika Givens. 2 aboard and nobody out. Givens strokes it well to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Martin around 3rd. He's going to score. We're tied at 4. Kavika Givens comes through with the run-scoring base hit to tie the game.
Ice in his veins. He's done it all season long for him. Kavika Givens takes a heater away, and he knows what to do with it. Let that bat head work in the zone. And 2, 3, 4 have done it. The 3 most lethal hitters for Georgia deliver here in the 6th.
And here's Brooks Moody. Now the go-ahead run is at second base. Strike 1 to Moody. First 3 men have reached here for Georgia in the top of the 6th. Martin with the single, Willits with the walk, and then Givens with the single. 4 unanswered runs for Georgia here. After they had fallen behind themselves 4-0, they struck back with 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 here in the 6th.
Not only coach there, but dad taking a second to try to slow the heart rate down and reminding his son Brooks, hey, enjoy the moment.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Moody. Bouncer on the infield, and they're going to get the out. No, they don't get the out. Everybody's safe. The attempted tag on Givens, and then they get the out. And it looks like the second baseman, Winkler, might be hurt on the play. He dove at Givens to apply the tag. Even though it was a force play at second, he dove at Givens to get the tag on. Then the ball popped out, and then the shortstop picked it up and touched him.
Yeah, Givens falls off the bag. Watch, a lot going on here. Instead of trying to turn two, he just wants to secure an out. Now here's the issue. He goes to put this tag down with the baseball in his right hand, so it comes flying loose. And Givens looks a little shaken up off the plate, falls off the bag as he tends to that left leg. Heads up play by Yoke to get an out.
Runners at the corners. I think you could have made a strong argument perhaps that Winkler got the tag down. The ball popped out after his hand hit the ground. But nonetheless, we have runners at the corners and one out. Go ahead run at third base. On the infield, back to the pitcher, throw to the plate, and they get the out there.
Well, hey, this should be a foul ball. Addison hits this right off of his left leg, but because out the box, he takes off down the line. I think all four umpires missed it just in the heat of the moment. Willits takes off. Nice play at the plate to get the out at home, but to me, this should be overturned quickly because watch, this goes right off his leg.
Yeah.
We got to get Addison in maybe some acting classes, though, right? Yeah. We got to sell this a little bit better. You don't want to take off.
Fall down and grab your ankle and scream.
Oh, yeah, big time. Didn't watch the World Cup this year. He's a tough kid.
So they'll bring him back, which may or may not be a good thing. I mean, we'll wait and see what happens here because the runner would have been tagged out at the plate. But now you give the bat back to Addison. They get the out, so now you give him another chance. So they're explaining things to Coach Winkler down there, the manager, John Winkler, so that everybody's on the same page. So he's going to challenge whether it's a foul ball or not.
Didn't realize you could challenge the appeal, right? Use it or lose it, might as well. I mean, that would have been a big second out at the plate, right? Take the runner out of scoring position. Rather have first and second, first and third, but
yeah, and take the bat out of Addison's hands.
Yeah, big time, because Addison can leave the yard in a hurry as well too. But this should be a really quick replay review. Clearly goes off that front foot of Addison.
Look at the players, they're just laying out. We're tired.
We get a camera shot of the mound. And Reese Bennett has absolutely put his body on the line today. He is currently laying down on the mound. Take another look, see what they see.
Yeah, that's right off the top of his foot. It's clear as day.
From a trajectory standpoint, too, right? Like, yes, looking to hook this ball down the line, go straight back out to the mound. Clearly off that front foot. Could see his laces flying up on that left shoe.
Yeah, so this should be a quick review. It's pretty obvious right there. It's off the front.
Yeah, but again, you don't blame him, right? Like,
no, I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, we're playing an elimination game here. If you don't win, you're done. And we're tied 4-4 in the 6th inning.
Do confirm it. It was a foul ball. Like we said, should have been a pretty quick replay. And
I was trying to see what these players were. We had West Virginia players running down here behind the backstop. I think they were just standing in the shade.
Just looking for some shade, man. That's it.
They were just looking for some shade.
Yeah, just looking for some shade.
Just scorching hot out there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at the corners. We'll do it again. Addison swings and misses. Now it's 1-2. Now the runner takes off from first. They don't even notice him, and he steps at second base.
I think they did. I think the play all along was, hey, they're trying to steal a runner down at third. Put that baseball in your back pocket and go, hey, live to see another pitch.
So now 2nd and 3rd. Pitch goes to the backstop, but no runners advance on that. As Bennett goes back, he's worn out. Man, Bennett It looks like he's about to collapse.
He's done such a remarkable job, man. He has given this game everything. Think about all the baseballs he's blocked. Done a great job handling this staff.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Addison. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout by Metter. 2 down in the inning.
Speed it up, slow it down. Metter. It's the pitch he was looking for. It's a breaking ball. It's Addison out in front. Big power threat in the box. Just needed a single to take the lead. Metter now just 1 pitch away from getting his offense back in the dugout.
So we'll have a pinch runner for Moody at third base. Or who we got down there?
Yeah, it'll be a courtesy runner too, right? And
yes.
again, it'll be Addison. He's the last recorded out.
So he goes to third.
And you can courtesy run for pitchers and catchers only with 2 outs. So you get a little bit of a speedier guy down at third base. So now potential pass ball completely changes the complexity of having Addison down there instead of Willits.
So Color steps in with 2 down. The go-ahead run at third base here in the top of the 6th. Pitch missed low, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Metter looks in. Game on the line. Up the middle, base hit. Georgia has the lead. Addison scores from third, and it's 5-4 Georgia as they have rallied from a 4-0 deficit to take a 1-run lead here in the top of the 6th.
How about Austin Color? Fastball out over the heart of the plate, stays within himself, laces a single through the middle of the field. He saved a run on a big throw when he was playing in left field. A web gem barehanded play playing third base. The defense, and now a big swing as he plays hero here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, he gunned down the runner at the plate back in the 2nd inning. How big is that? Now he takes off running to second. They will not throw through, just like they did before. So now 2nd and 3rd for Georgia again.
Saved the run defensively. Now he's cashed one in at the plate. Georgia so resilient. Their first lead of the entire tournament.
Here's Jensen Duffy up there with no batting gloves, going old school. Georgia has taken the lead with 2 runs here in the top of the 6th in this elimination game. 1-1 pitch. Back to the pitcher. Metter fields it, throws to first, inning over, but Georgia's taken the lead. And now West Virginia needs at least 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th. home plate umpire, Ted Sunday. What a job he's done behind the dish today. You've got a feel for the home plate umpire and the catchers in particular with all the gear on a day in which it's 91 degrees air temperature right now and feels like 99 on the field.
And again, remember, our umpires all volunteers. And, man, considering the day that we had yesterday, right? Shout out to our crew as well. It was about a 14, 15-hour day due to all those delays. And then these guys put on all that gear and got behind the plate. We appreciate them on what has been a scorcher.
Here's Asher Pugh to start the sixth for West Virginia. He opens the inning with a solid sock to right. It's booted out there, but Pugh will not be able to advance to second as it got away from Duffy for just a second, but not far enough. And so West Virginia starts the sixth inning by putting the tying run at first base.
They've given up 5 in the last 3 innings, had that 4-run lead erased. So Asher Pugh just recently broke his arm, got the cast cut off 3 weeks early in order to play for this team, says boys.
Yeah, and they said he just now got back to 100%.
He hasn't even really been able to straighten out that arm, but guess what? We're arm barring our way to a batting average over 400 over the last 3 weeks of the year.
Swing and a miss as Winkler stands in there, struck out looking his last time up. So West Virginia's got the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up here in this inning, and now with Pugh reaching, that'll mean the 8th should get up there as well. But it's going to have to be the middle of the order that comes through for West Virginia here in the 6th as they're down a run here in the final inning. Fouled back to the screen. 1-2 now to Winkler.
I'll tell you what, that pitch count now over 50 for Miller Willits. He has not lost any steam on that fastball. That heater's got some real giddy up, as you can see. Winkler way late on the 4-seam fastball.
Great effort by Willits here in relief. Settled things down for Georgia. Winkler chases out of the strike zone for out number 1.
Yeah, remember, this game looks completely different. You know, West Virginia gets a 3 spot in the 3rd inning. Willits entered that game with the bases loaded and 1 out. That's the kind of heater that's helped him escape a ton of jams today. Fastball top of the zone, looks like a beach ball. Winkler goes in chase, but too much ride at the top of the zone for out number 1.
So 1 down here in the 6th, down to 2 outs to go for West Virginia. Here's Case Metter, the pitcher. And that's ball 1 to Metter. Two walks for Metter today with an RBI, pitch outside, and Carver's able to go get that ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Tying run at first base. Ball 3.
It's a really good take, 2-0. You know he wants to go do damage, and Willits flips in a 2-0 breaking ball that just misses on the inner 3rd.
3-0 pitch. Right down the heart of the plate, 3-1.
I really like Metter's approach, right? It's a good, strong, active take. He's got that small leg kick that helps with his timing.
3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and the tying runs at second base. So first and second for West Virginia in the midst of a 5-4 deficit. And here's Ryder Hall. Will the man with the leopard hair come through with the big hit? First pitch to Hall as a strike.
Perfect pitcher's pitch. Hall doubled in his first at-bat.
What a battle between these two teams trying to stay alive here in Warner Robins. That's ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, and Hall's behind in the count, 1-2. Man, some heat from Willits right there.
I'm telling you, man, the conditioning of this youngster, 12 years old, and he has carried that fastball across 4 innings of work. He is looking stronger than ever.
1-2 pitch. Ball 2, 2-2.
Knows you don't want to walk here at 2-2, man. This could be the chance for him to flip back in that breaking ball.
2-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen.
backs up on him a little bit, and Hall, right, just trying to play.
Fighting it off, yeah.
Yeah, just spoil, right? Spoil a really good pitch on the inner third. Fight to see another.
Pugh out there at second base represents the tying run. Metter at first base represents the winning run. 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. Got to connect with this pitch right here if you're Willits, or else the winning run will be at second base.
Yeah, it's the first time that we've really seen maybe heat or
Some
just
gas.
the time,
Yeah,
right?
he's running out of
Labor a
gas,
little
yeah.
bit, falling off to that first base side. I think that's exactly why they want him to go out and take a quick mound visit. Allow him to get his lower half underneath him. But the leadership from the catcher, though, he's saying, hey, can we get my guy a little bit of water?
They're like, no, you can't. No water. No water break here.
Mound visit would not be the worst thing in the world here. Allow Willits to kind of get his breath back.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Chased it out of the strike zone, and a big strikeout for Willits as he gets Hall swinging. Strikeout number 6, 2 outs in the inning, and Georgia 1 out away from winning this game.
Heater at the top of the zone. Hall chases, trying to do some damage with a hit for his team. How about Willits? He's laying it all on the line right now for Georgia.
And here's Levi Pack. Final opportunity here for West Virginia, perhaps, if he can reach. Can keep this game alive. Tapper on the infield. Willits backs up, gloves it, throws to first. Got him! Georgia wins it. Georgia comes back from a 4-0 deficit, Jack, to win this game 5-4 and stay alive here and eliminate West Virginia.
The resiliency. Miller Willits enters this game with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. He did it at the plate. He did it on the mound, the two-way sensation. Ice in his veins. Georgia lives to see another game.
What a performance by Georgia. They rebound from a 16-1 thrashing at the hands of Florida in the first round and win this after trailing 4-0, come back and win it 5-4. They get to play tomorrow.
And what a ball game. These fans are delighted to see Georgia going home victorious. But, man, do not take away what Shady Springs has done for West Virginia. Their first year ever to a regional. Nothing to hang their heads about.
No doubt. Hats off to West Virginia winning the state championship for the first time ever at Shady Spring. But Georgia's the team that stays alive here in Warner Robins. North Carolina and Virginia is coming up next. Greg and Clay will have that. And now for our producer, Braden Pretch, and our director, Nick Young, my partner, Jack DeLongchamp. I'm Matt Stewart. Thanks for joining us. Clay and Greg got it from here on out here in Warner Robins.